Yeah, very good morning. We will wait for 1 to 2 minutes, then we will start our session. Yeah, now we will start our session. So, previously, in the previous lecture, we will discuss about uh, the sample and the whole circuit. That means, what will be the basic configuration for the sample and the whole circuit. That thing we will discuss, and we will also discuss the mode the operational mode of a sample and the whole circuit, there will be the two different mode. One is the tracking mode, another one is a hold mode. Okay, so how using the particular diagram, how the circuit will be arranged, and how the tracking and the hold mode will be acting in a particular circuit, okay, of a sample and the hold. So that thing we will discuss in the previous lecture, right? So today we will discuss about the characteristics of a tracking mode and the hold mode, how the characteristics will be signified using the circuit modeling, right? So we can say that the output voltage, okay, during the hold mode, so we are having a two mode. One is a tracking mode, another one is a hold mode. Okay, so we can say that the output voltage, whatever the voltage we are getting from the analog output, that voltage during the hold mode, that will be decreasing very slightly. Okay, so the hold mode will be drop, maybe reduces, or it will be dropped down, or maybe it should be reduces by using a high input impedance, because already I told you the whatever the amplifier that we are using, that have a high impedance, right? So that have it, that means whatever the amplifier that we are using in the input channel, that will be the buffered amplifier with a high input impedance. So due to the input high impedance, we are getting the high impedance in the output side also, right? So by using a output buffer, so whatever the amplifier that we are using in the output section, that means the output amplifier 2, that means output side amplifier, that should be getting a very high input impedance due to the high input impedance of a primary side, or we can say that the input side, right? So we can say that the output buffer amplifier must have a very a low bias current. Okay, so if there will be the increment of the impedance, okay, so there must have a very low value of a biased current, right? So we will see how the characteristics will be considered in this, in such a cases. So I will directly go to the share section so that you will able to understand what will be going on. So yes, Anjali, is my screen is visible? Yes, sir. Okay, fine. Yes, sir. So, so yes. So previously we will discuss in the lecture that we are considering the two amplifier, which will be actually my operational amplifier, actually, and we are using in the input side. We are using in the input side one amplifier, which will be known as an amplifier one, right? We are using amplifier 1, okay, which will be actually the operational amplifier, or we can say that the input buffer amplifier with a very high input impedance, okay. And we are using also a amplifier 2, which is also in a is a operational amplifier, or we can say that it's an output amplifier having a high output impedance. Okay, so the output impedance we are getting very high because of a high input impedance. Okay, so due to this high input impedance, we are getting the buffer current, or we can say that the bias current, that will be very much low. Okay, in the output section, right? So how the characteristics that will be signified. Okay, so we will told that thing today. Okay, and we will discuss the operational mode, the mode of operation, okay, in the previous lecture. So today we will discuss about the how the tracking mode and all those mode are acting in this particular circuit. So that thing we will discuss today, right? So we can say that the conversion, that means the analog to digital conversion will be takes place in the analog to digital converter, right? So analog and digital conversion is actually the combination of the sampling, the quantizing, and the coding, right? Three things you keep in mind, these things, because you need to understand before starting the sample and the whole characteristics. You need to understand what will be the functionality of a to D conversion. Okay, so A to D conversion will be taken place in a analog to digital converter. So analog to digital conversion, that means there must have a process of a sampling, there must have a process of a quantizing, and there must have a process of a coding, right? Okay, so there must have a process of a coding. So we can say that if I considered, so suppose if I considered the A to D conversion before starting the sample and the whole operational characteristics. So A to D conversion, so that will be takes place under the A to D converter, right? A to D converter. So A to D conversion is actually is nothing but a, the three operation will be under this conversion process. One is a, first of one is sampling plus my quantizing, and we have a coding, right? So these all those three operation will be under A to D conversion process, right? So if we will see the how it will be controlled, okay, that means sample and the whole circuit, how it is controlled using using this A to D converter, that thing we will discuss today. Okay, so the sample and the hold operation is controlled. Keep remind these things. This sample and the hold operation is controlled by a clock pulse, or we can say that the periodic clock pulse, or we can say that the periodic periodic clock pulse, right? So sample and the hold operation will be mainly based on the whatever the pulse, whatever the clock pulse or the periodic clock pulse, the so the periodic time interval that will be considered as a capital T. That means if I consider the figure, so this will be supposed to be 0 T, 2 T, 3 T. So this will be my clock pulse, okay, where at the time of t, at the time of 2t, at the time of 3t, what will be my different pulse arrangement we will consider. Okay, so sample and the hold operation will be controlled by this particular pulses, right? So supposed to be this portion will be some hold portion, okay, so hold portion, then again it will be moves on like that, right? So if I see the characteristics diagram of a sample and the whole circuit, okay, so if I see the characteristics of sample and the whole circuit using a characteristics curve, okay, using the characteristics curve. So what will be my curve using this operation? If I consider this operation, so supposed to be I have a two axis. Okay, so in this axis we have a input and output signals, right, in this axis, and in this axis we are considering the t, that means the time intervals, right? So first we have to draw what, first we have to draw the input signals, right? So how the input signals will be look like, the input signals will be look like this. Supposed to be this is a sinusoidal signal, because input signal will be your analog signal, supposed to be, right? Then it will be goes on like this, right? So in this case, so this will be my input signal, which will be having a characteristics of a continuous signal. Okay, so that will be my input signal, continuous, sorry, signal, NAN. Okay, input signal, right? So this part we can say, so suppose if I choosing the point, okay, and having at this point we can consider, okay, so using this particular sampler, we are putting the command of a sample and the whole command. Okay, so in this section up to this, that means this one, this portion will be called as a hold command is given here. Okay, so when the operation will be takes place, when the input signal will coming, so due to the sampler we are giving the command of a hold command. Okay, so up to this part, that will be my tracking mode. Okay, this part it should be considered as a tracking mode, right? Okay, and this part is actually from this part to this part. So suppose if the operation, if I draw these things, so suppose this is the another point. So if I draw, okay, so another signal we will consider this one, right? So and the output signal, I will already told you, due to the high impedance we have getting the values of a lower values of a bias current. Okay, so we are getting the higher values of the output impedance due to the high values of the input impedance, right? So what we will see, there will be some decrement of the output signal, okay, as compared to the input signal. So what will be the decrement state? The decrement state should be like this. The decrement state, if I draw in a different color, okay, so the decrement state should be like this, right? So this will be my the decrement state. Okay, so this will be my, it's called as a output signal. Okay, obviously it should be the biased output signal, right? So from there to there, this part will be called as a hold mode. MODE, hold mode. This part to this part, if we will consider this one, so this part to this part, it will be considered as a hold mode. Okay, so we are giving the command to the particular section. Okay, so from this part it will be considered as a hold mode. So we are getting the biased output signals, right? So this portion, that means this portion to this portion, that means this particular region, whatever the signals that will be adopted, that will be considered as a aperture time. I will already told you in the previous lecture, it should be called as a aperture time. Okay, as I will told you that when the circuit will be stay in a tracking mode, right? Supposed to be when the circuit are in a tracking mode for a short while, for a short duration of a time, before reacting the hold command, before reacting to the hold command. That means whenever the circuit under in a tracking mode before giving the command of a hold. Okay, so for that cases, the time interval during which the time interval, this is the time interval between the hold command and the tracking input. That means the hold command that will starting from this section, okay, and the tracking mode will become in this section. So that the duration is actually this. Okay, so the duration that is actually this one. Okay, so this particular portion, that means the time interval during which the switching takes place. So in between this part, the switching operation will be takes place, the switching operation that will takes place, right? In this operation, that means whenever we are considering the stopping of the tracking mode, and there should be the starting of a hold mode, that particular section will be under the switching operation. So what I told, that whenever the time interval, this particular time interval during which the switching operation will be taken into consideration, that means the time interval when the measured amplitude is uncertain. Okay, so whatever the amplitude measurement, that should be uncertain during this switching operation, right? So for that cases, it is called, that particular time interval is called the aperture time. This portion will be called as a aperture time. That means whenever the switching operation will be from tracking mode to the hold mode, this particular duration is called as a aperture time. Right. So we can say this portion, we can say this portion will be, so if we will see that this particular portion, so there must have some drop, so drop of a output voltages, so output voltage itna hona tha, that means this particular section will be my output voltages, but it will be slightly dropped due to my high impedance, in our output. The high impedance will becomes due to the input high impedance. So due to this high impedance, okay, so we are getting what? We are getting a very low value of bias current, So whatever my current output, that should be decreasing in this, right? So this portion, we can say, this portion to this portion, this particular portion, we will considered as a hold mode drop. It should be considered as a hold mode drop, right? Okay, and in this particular portion, we will consider the sample to be hold. Okay, sample, whatever the sample will become from the input, that has to be hold, because already we are giving the command, okay, in this particular portion. So if we will consider any section, so that sample, that has to be hold in a offset state. Okay, we can say that it's a offset state, right? So that will be actually the characteristics curve for the sample and the hold operation, right? So whatever my input signal should be my continuous analog signals. So whenever the switching operation will be takes place, whenever the switching operation will be takes place from the tracking mode to the hold mode, we are considering the aperture time, and the output of the particular bias signal, that we will see in a decremental state, as because we are giving a high values of the impedance in the output due to the input high impedance in the analog input side. Okay, so due to the high impedance, we are getting the lower values of the bias current. So due to the lower values of the bias current, we are getting the lower values of the output signals. Okay, so here, as because we are considering the hold command, okay, on this particular switching operation, so here on any portion of the particular output, we are considering the sample to be hold. So that means whatever the sample input that will be comes from the input, right, as a analog input, obviously that should be sampled and that should be hold in a offset state, right? So this particular portion will be considered as a tracking mode when the switch operation will be closed, when s1 is actually closed. Okay, so then my tracking mode, that will be considered. So when the hold command will be taken into consideration, then also the tracking mode will be considered, but for a certain duration of the time. So that particular duration will be called the aperture time, and then the hold operation will be taken into consideration. Okay, so this particular short duration will be known as a aperture time, right? So that will be and keep in mind these things, this sample and the hold operation, that should be controlled in a periodic manner. Supposed to be if we consider this particular portion supposed to be 0, so whatever my input should be like this. So we are considering this portion. Okay, so we are considering this portion supposed to be, this is 0, this is t, this is 2t, this is 3t. So that particular periodic sample or the clock pulse, depending upon the clock pulse, my sample and the hold operation, it's to be controlled, right? So that is actually the characteristics behavior or the characteristics are what is actually going on inside this particular sample and the hold circuit, that means inside this block, actually SNH block, right? So this will be the illustrated view of a sample and the hold operation. Okay, so now next we will go to towards the different types of, this is really the last one, the different types of analog to digital converters. Okay, because as I will told that the A to D conversion will be having a combination of this sampling, the quantizing, and the coding, depending upon the whatever the in output that will be comes from the sample and the whole circuit, right? So there we can consider the different types of analog A to D converter. Okay, so this will be very important. Okay, so different types of we can say that the types of A to D converters. Okay, so there are the four different types of converters we can see. Okay, four different types of, so as we can say that the process by the sample analog signals, that means whatever the signal that will become from the input, that should be by analog input signal and it should be the continuous signals. Okay, and that analog signal is quantized and it should be converted to a binary number. Okay, that is called the analog to digital conversion. That means analog to digital converter will be did what? So it will be converted the continuous analog signals to a binary, it will be converted to the binary number. That means 1001 like that. Okay, so that conversion will be called as a analog to digital conversion. Okay, so we can say that the A to D converter, which will transformed an analog signal. Usually analog signals will be nothing but a voltage or the current signals, which will be the continuous signal, continuous voltage signals, or either the continuous current signals, because in the input we are considering the physical variable, right? So physical variable will be converted to the electrical signal. Electrical signals means it should be either the voltage signals or the current signals, right, using a transducers, right? So usually the whatever the analog signals, that should be either in a continuous voltage signal or it should be a continuous current signals. Okay, so in the A to D conversion, the analog signals into a digital signal, converted into a digital signals or the numerically coded watt signals, right? So digital signals means, or we can say that the binary number means it should be the sequence of a 10100011. In that sequence we will that will convert it, right? So we can say that the A to D converter that will transform an analog signals into a digital signals or the numerically coded words. So in practice we can say that the logic in this operation, the logic will be based on the binary digit composed, okay, having a 0 and 1s, because the binary code means it will only be considered as a 1 or 0. So this will be the logical operation. As we can say in the digital electronics, you will see that the whatever the signals that will comes from the A to D converter, that should be a the binary number, and binary number will be considered as a only 1 and 0. That will be the composition of a 0 and 1, obviously. So 0 and 1. Okay, so the representation has only be a finite number of digits, so this that should be considered as a finite number. Okay, finite number of digit, right? So the finite number of digits, so we can say that the A to D converter that will perform the particular operation, the operation means the conversion from the analog signals to the digital signals. Okay, so that particular operation, that should be that should be transformed by using of a sample and the whole quantizing and encoding, right? That, okay, so that means I already told you this particular operation that should be performed using the three operational mode. One is a sampling mode, the quantizing mode, and the coding mode. So all those three operation will be under the A to D conversion process. Okay, keep remind these things, that when you should be noted that the in a digital system, because we are considering the digital converters, so we can say that because we are deals with the digital control system, right? So in a digital control system, a pulse is supplied in every sampling period t by a clock, as I will told you this section, right? So t, that will be considered as a one pulse. Okay, 2T will be considered as my second pulse, 3T will be considered as my third pulse, depending upon my whatever the time duration is, right? So keep remind these things. In the digital control system, a pulse is supplied every sampling period T, is every sampling period T, okay, by a clock, right? So the A to D converter sends the digital signals or the binary number to the digital controller each time of pulse that will arrive, right? So we can say that the A to D converter will be did what, A to D converter के बाद क्या था, मेरा ब्लॉक डायग्राम अगर चेक करोगे, so यहाँ पे मेरा sample and the whole circuit था, then we are connecting the A to D converter, because whatever the data that will come from the sample and whole circuit, that will be my analog signal, then it should be converted into the digital signal, as because it will be entered into the digital controller, right, or the digital computer. Okay, so the digital computer only sends the digital data or the binary coded data, right? So that will be my block diagrams, right? So in that particular cases, the A to D converter, that will A to D converter sends this particular A to D converter, that will sends the digital signals or the binary signals or the binary number to the digital controller, in each type of pulse, right? So whatever the signal that will be comes from the sample and the whole circuit using the analog output, obviously. So among the many, so here we are using the one type of A to D converter. So there will be the four different type of A to D circuit that will available, right? So the types are actually, what? There will be the four different type of A to D converter normally we are using right now. One is called your successive approximation type. Successive approximation type of A to D converter. Then second one is integrating. It should be called as a integrating type A to D converter, right? The third one is a counter type. The counter type, and the fourth one is your parallel type, right? So these are the four different type of A to D converters that we are using currently or the frequently. Okay, so in between this all those converter, keep remind these things, that this particular successive approximation type of converter that will be mainly used, because there have a characteristics of a very fast and the most frequent operation that will be taken into consideration. So normally we will use the successive approximation of type of converter, because of its fast and frequent operation, right? Okay, and in case of a integral type, these two type of converter are mainly it should be considered as a very slow speed. That means it should be what we can say, this will be very much not very much fast. Okay, it should be the operational mode should be very slow. Operational mode is slow, so we cannot choose this type of operation, but we can use this one depending upon the whatever the circuit operation is. Depending upon that, we are using the A to D converter, and as well as whatever the process dynamics. Okay, so actually the main thing is a process. Okay, so whatever the behavior of the process and whatever the diagram. Okay, depending on that, we are using the different type of A to D converter. Okay, what will be the process dynamics, depending on that we will using these things. So normally this integrating type and the counter type having a mode of a slow operation, right? One second, I have a call. Hello. হ্যাঁ স্যার বলুন। হ্যাঁ কলেজে এসেছি স্যার। ব্যাটারি ব্যাকআপটা স্যার কাজ করছে না, একটু গন্ডগোল হয়েছে মুভমেন্টে, ঠিক আছে? মানে ব্যাটারিটা মানে ইয়েটা ছেড়ে দিচ্ছে, চার্জটা থাকছে না। আমি দেখেছি মুকেশকে, তা আসবে এসে দেখবে। মানে যাই করবেন একটু স্টোর করে মানে সেভ করে রাখবেন, নাহলে কারেন্ট চলে গেলেই বন্ধ হয়ে যাচ্ছে। ঠিক আছে? হুম, হুম, হুম। বলেছি তো মুকেশকে আজকে সেকেন্ড হাফে আসবে। হ্যাঁ, 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 মুকেশ করে দেবে। হ্যাঁ, অনেকদিন বন্ধ ছিল, সেই কারণেই হয়তো ব্যাটারিটা ড্রন হয়ে গেছে কোনোভাবে। ঠিক আছে। হুম হুম হুম। আমি মুকেশকে বলেছি, দেখা যাক। ঠিক আছে। ঠিক 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 আছে। So these two mode will be and parallel type of operation. So parallel type of converter, it should be considered as a moderate type of operational mode. We can say that the moderate type of operational mode. That means it is not very faster or not very much slower, right? So we can say that the each of these four type, it will be having a advantages and having a disadvantages. Okay, so in any particular application, so depending upon the what my circuit parameter is, and depending upon my plant dynamics or the process dynamics, or for particular application, which type of A to D conversion that we will taken into consideration, we have to chosen that particular converter depending upon the speed, the accuracy, the size and the cost. That will be the main factor for choosing which type of A to D converters we are choosing. Okay, if we have getting the, we can say that we, if we are getting the greater accuracy, right, if we are choosing the greater accuracy to be needed in the process, then we have to choose the successive approximation type of converters. Okay, for example, the number of beat of the output signal must be increased. Okay, so if we have if we have considering the greater accuracy, that means greater accuracy means the output, in the output we have getting the larger number of bits. That means larger number of output bits. That means larger number of current that will be getting the output. So for that cases, and that will be very faster. So for that cases, we are using the successive approximation type of converter rather than choosing the integrating type, or the counter type. Right. Ultimately, my operation should be in a continuous manner, so that, and very faster manner, so that my process will be in a continuous way. That is the thing. Okay, so some of the few things will be remaining. I think one more classes is needed. Okay, for this part only. So this is the last part actually. Okay, for this module. Okay, so I will stop the session for today because you have another class of Nishant sir. Okay, so you will join the session. Okay, so I will stop my sharing. Thank you. Is there any question?
No,
Hello.
sir.
Okay, Anjali, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay, Ziaul.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So we will stop the session for today. Then we will discuss few things in the next tomorrow. I have a class. I will take because Tuesday I do not take any classes because so we will rescheduling my class in the Saturday. So tomorrow I will take the another classes. That will be the last class for the module one. Okay. So then in the next week we will start the module two. Okay. Is that clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so thank you. So you will
Thank you, sir.
just join the
Thank you,
Nishant
sir.
sir class. Okay, so I will stop my sharing. So you leave the room, join the Nishant sir class. Everyone is instructed to leave the room and join the class, next class.